with it in Kalgoorlie, with the consent of an old guy who was dying of cancer. We distributed all his assets and everything prior to his death, so he died destitute. So when it comes to burying him, we paid for his funeral. Well, Max did, a friend of mine, and that was at Leonora. But under the new legislation, the local council decides who buries somebody in their town. So we thought, well, that's good. He's sitting in the fringe, and he stays there until you comply with his will. Well, we're not going to do it. So he sat there from, I think it was July last year, right through until January this year. Then they buried him in Kalgoorlie. So then we got a court order and made him dig him up and take him all the way back out to Leonora and bury him where he wanted to be. That got up their nose. Rather strongly. The issue is, we have the authority. All we have to do is execute it. Just because I was a cop doesn't mean I've got any more authority than you are. I don't. When I retired medically unfit after stacking one of those two-wheel projectiles, I had to then remake my whole life. But I decided I was going to stand up and start fighting for this country. My father went to war at 16, got kicked out of the army because he was too young. When he turned 17, he went back again. He was determined to fight for this country. A lot of you, your parents died or got injured or are still suffering from the effects of the war. And so are the kids. Why aren't we getting off our backside and fighting for what they fought for? Why are we letting a bunch of half-wits sitting in Canberra who belong to some foreign, stupid societies controlling us? Why are we doing it? Because we don't have the gonads to stand up and tell them... Exactly. Well, I don't swear, I can't say that.
Wouldn't it be more so the knowledge than balls?
Gonads are balls, mate.
Yeah, I know.
In Geraldton, you've got GN plates. GN means you've got gonads. GNG, which is Geraldton Greenwich Shire, has got no gonads. They come up their nose at the council meeting. But the thing is, you can go to a council meeting and you stand there and say, you're not going to do that, you're going to do what we want. When you go around and you get these nice little list of names and everything, we want this done, a petition, and you hand it to your local politician, yeah, have a nice day, I'm going to look into this as you go into the bin. And that's its value. Because you don't know your rights. Your rights are, we the undersigned people, it is our will that you do this, this and this, and then sign it. They then must do it. That's constitutional law. You've just told them your will. Who do they have to obey? You and your will. Why don't you do it? Because no one's ever told you. Now I'm telling you, next time you do one of those, you put it up exactly that way. It is the will of the undersigned people that you do this, this and this. They then must do it. If they don't, a couple of big blokes get him and belt him around the corner. Wake them up to the fact they have to do what we tell them. If you look into the Liberal Party, it has an ABN number and an ACN number. In every state in Australia, they're a corporation. Look in the Labor Party, National Party, Greens, they're corporations. Why have we got people in corporations running our country? Not doing what we want, doing what the corporations tell them. Who the hell voted for the corporations? Did you? I didn't. I was so angry I wanted to go and get the name crossed off, screw it up and throw it in the bin. I didn't. I chose to vote for an independent instead, and look at the peanuts turn out like butter. I'm going to independently remove his head if he doesn't do what he's told. But the issue is, we have to start standing up. We have to stand up and be counted. We have to teach our kids. I got 5 kids to this marriage, 3 to another. They all stand up for themselves. Why? Because they're just as arrogant and ignorant as I am. But the thing is, I want them to be the controllers of their own destiny. We need to stand up for ourselves. We also need to instill in our kids the same attitude. You are sovereign. You have rights. Stand up for them. The school tells them all their rights. Your father gives you a lift under the ear, come and tell us, we'll get him locked up. And when you come home, the father will give you another lift under the ear if you're in my house. That's what happens. But hey, get over it. The fact is, we have to bring our kids up and we have to teach ourselves to stand up for your rights. That's what I want to say to you. Stand up for your rights, because not long from now, you're not going to have them if you don't. You're going to lose them all. and it's fast disappearing, believe me. Go and have a look at the 270 new laws they put in place in the last week of December, just before the Christmas break. They didn't even read them. They sat there all day just signing them off. How crooked is that? How crooked is it? And how do they get away with it? Because old Joe Citizen's too worried about the presents he's buying for the mother-in-law he can't stand. It is a fact of life. We are letting our life be taken away from us by a pack of criminals. What are you going to do about it? The question goes to you, what are you going to do about it?
Buy some rope.
Yeah, well, I've got plenty. I've got a mate with crow boats. I've got about 4 tonne of it at home. I'll lend you plenty. Actually, you can have it. Alright, that's all I'm going to say. You want to ask some questions? I'll try and answer them.
Yeah, well, we need somebody like you to be the voice in court to stop all these criminals.
I'll help you with the law.
We can support you. No worries.
I'll help you with the law. I'll help you with the cases. I am, at present, not allowed to represent anybody. I am, however, investigating the possibility with Dr. Sir John Walsh of Brunor. He's Australia's leading barrister. He's also a brilliant constitutionalist. And I run all my stuff past him before I go to court. I am negotiating with him to become a Commonwealth officer. Now, a Commonwealth officer has the same standing as a judge. I don't want to sit in court and judge. I want to go in court and fight for people. I can do that. I have no problem standing up in front of the Chief Justice and telling him he's a liar and a fraudster, and most people here who've been to the court case that I've been in know that's exactly what I say to him.
Yeah, but why can't these people be taken out?
Beg your pardon?
If he's a liar, why can't he be taken out there and then?
I've got a writ in the High Court, mate. I'm doing everything I possibly can to get rid of the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to go in there with a can of fly spray and get him. I know where he lives. I would like to go and remove him from the face of the earth. But if we become like them, then we're never going to achieve anything. We need to sort this out correctly. If it eventuates, we have to do something by force. That's in the distance. I'm not even going to discuss that, because as soon as you start getting onto that, you get cranks joining you and doing stupid things. We need to stay focused on using the law, being the Constitution, to stop idiots who think they have the right to take us over. But one person can't do it. It's no good saying, like, I get a phone call, my wife gets so irate with me because my poor old mobile has to be charged every day. It's so flat because I'm always on. And one of these days I'm going to get something burnt off my ear because of it. The issue is I have no problem answering the questions. I have started writing papers on different issues, and some of you have seen them, some of them you haven't. I came here tonight. I don't expect anything for it. If you want to pay for some of my fuel, fine. If you don't, I don't care. I didn't come here to make money. I came here to try and encourage people to stand up for their rights. Protect their property, protect their kids and their whole family, and protect your own future.
How do you start to get to the young ones?
How do you start to get to the young ones? Sit them down.
Stop and search. You've got to tell them how they get out of stop and search. They hate it.
There is no way that the government has or can give any authority to any person to stop you and search you.
I read those new laws in the paper.
They're absolute crap.
How do you deal with that situation?
The same way I did. But you need the Constitution to start off with, and you need a little bit of gonads, and you can get those. That's not a problem being young. You usually do things a little bit eccentrically, which is good. The last cop who pulled me over, he wanted to do a breath test, so I let him do that. I was going to be nice to him. The sergeant came up to me and said, I want to see your driver's licence. I said, the number's 1383507. It expires on the 27th of the 6th, 2014. I've got HC and R. I want to see your licence. So get over yourself. You've got a computer, go and look it up. I'm not holding your hand. So he just ignored that, and he went to my car, opened the door and started going through. I said, what the hell do you think you're doing? He said, I've got the right to search your car. I just grabbed his arm and threw him out on the ground. He said, that's assault. I said, get off the ground and you'll see what assault is. This is my car. You have no right to search it unless you have reasonable grounds to believe that I committed any criminal offence. What grounds do you have? He went around the other side, and I got a mouthy daughter, about as mouthy as me. She turned around and said, you try getting in here and I'm going to scream rape at the top of my voice. So he went to the back door, then he decided to fucking she's pretty big.